welcome to another prison story time. So let's get into it. Okay, so this story time, I got to look down at my handy dandy list because y'all, I batch record, so I got to make sure I'm telling the right story. But this story time is called Search or Die, y'all. Search or Die. Okay, if you're new here, I'm your girl Barbie Dior, y'all. And I said I got to keep myself on points because y'all, I be look, I got notes, y'all, because I tell the wrong story and I go back and be like, I don't think that was I don't think that was the story that I was supposed to be telling. So, honey, I have to keep myself straight, you know? Okay. Alright, now we know. We locked it in. We clocked it in. Anyway, if you're new here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, that like button, comment, share if you like. But, baby, welcome to the channel, baby. We besties over here, so go ahead and make yourself a bestie member, okay? Click that subscribe button. It's free. Let's get into it. Okay, now one thing I will like to say, I would like to display my puppet watch hours. Our new goal here is to get 4,000 watch hours. This is where we're at. We're currently working on getting that 1K subscribers. This is how many subscribers we have. So we're working. Once we reach those goals, we do a marathon. We do a marathon. And what is that marathon? We have went down to just posting 2 videos a week. They come out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Once we reach certain milestones, sometimes I'll do bonus videos where the bonus videos will either drop on a Wednesday or a Saturday. So I try to preview them out so y'all can know and turn on those post notifications and pay attention to the post on the page. They used to be called community posts. They might be still called community posts because I update if something new is gonna happen, or if I drop an extra video, or when I do drop a video, that it'll be on the community post. Okay, so make sure you don't miss anything. So once we get reach certain milestones, we do a marathon, and a marathon is a week long of videos. Okay, so just depending on what it is, we get a special request, but most of the time our marathons are going to be story times because that's the crowd favorite. But anyway, we're gonna get into this story time, and the name of this story time is called Search or Die. Search or Die. Let's get into it. Now, I was a correctional officer at the time for a good 3 years. I had been around the town. I knew the rules, and I followed them. Okay, I didn't go to the left, I didn't go to the right. I did what I was told and nothing extra. If I did something extra, I had to go over and beyond because somebody needed help. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so this particular day, you know, we got a notification that, hey, before we leave, they wanted 3 searches done. Okay, so we had about 8 people on the shift this day. It was a good day. Everybody came to work like so. We were missing 1 person. They were out sick. Okay, but for the most part, we had our team together. I had to turn the air down because the air was working on my eyelashes, baby. You gonna make me cry every time. The air, look, the air in here is good, baby. We not complaining, but sometimes you got to turn it down. I never understood. My grandma used to always say, ooh, that air just too cold. It chilled my bone, baby. I get it now. I'm experiencing the air that she was talking about. But anyway, getting back to the story, honey. Yes, honey. I had been there for 3 years, and Sarge told us, hey, I need these searches. And me, I liked the search. I liked the search because I felt like searching was a part of making sure that I was safe and I made it home, making sure my co-workers were safe and they made it home, because doing searches, we found all types of weapons, all types of drugs, all types of anything you can imagine. We found it, okay? So I like doing the searches, but sometimes I just won't like in the mood to do the searches. I remember this day, I was like, let's go ahead and get them over. I want to go ahead and get them over. And so I walked around, did my rounds and whatever. Now, rounds are when you go around and just look in the rooms, look and making sure everybody's 10-4. That means, okay, they good, okay? All right, you just checking to make sure everything is okay, because part of your job is security, making sure that everybody's being safe, everything is 10-4, okay? So when I do my round, how I used to pick who I search is sometimes I randomly just pick who they search, or I remember who was acting crazy today, or who was acting not like their self, okay? Because the ones that, it's just like a child, when they doing something they ain't got no business doing, they act kind of crazy, like, you good, or they quiet all the time, or they're not having their the same behaviors they normally do. And so sometimes I would lock that in. Okay, when I do a search, I'm gonna search their room to see what's going on, like what's going on. And every time I did that, I found something. Every time and I think that makes you a person that can observe things very well, look at people's behavior. That makes you a great officer, okay? Great individual to notice that something is going on with somebody and go check it out, okay? So anyway, I picked my 3 and I said, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do it. So we end up having to I end up doing 2 searches, and the 3rd search was done by some more people on our team. So basically, to do a search, you only need 2 officers to do a search. Now, if you got more, that's great, but at the time, people were out in the yard. Some people were helping in the cafeteria. We had a lot of things going on, so I only had 1 officer available. Now, we're going to call this officer Officer T, okay? So Officer T was an older white man. He had to be close in his 80s. We're going to say, for the sake of the video, that Mr. T was probably about 68 years old, okay? We're going to say Mr. T, he looked like Santa Claus. He was a big man, and he had white hair. He wore glasses. He was a heavier set man, and Mr. T had been with the prison for almost 30 years, okay? He was a seasoned officer. So in my opinion, if I had to say, he was not a good officer. He needed to be somewhere sitting home, and it has nothing to do with his age. It was due to him just being sorry. He could care less of what was going on. He was that type of officer. He gonna come and do the bare minimum, and they didn't care about him. In my opinion, they didn't care about him doing the bare minimum. They just wanted a body to be there, okay? So Mr. T was a bare minimum, but if you asked for help, he would help you. I will say that. Mr. T was an officer that ate all day long, okay? He snacked a little bit every time you saw Mr. T, he had something in his mouth or in his hand, okay? And he was happy while he was snacking, okay? But as far as I hadn't learned at the time that Mr. T, I just assumed, just like other people, like if you've been here for a while, you OG, okay? Mr. T wasn't no OG. He was just there to collect the check, okay? So we went to do, and the only one that I had left to do a search, because everybody broke up, they were given assignments to do, and the only officer that I had left to be able to search with me is Mr. T. So we go do the search. Now, the search that we had to do, this in particular inmate was about 320 pounds, solid muscle. Every bone in his body was solid muscle. Solid muscle. I'm trying to paint the picture, okay? He was a very deadly inmate, okay? But he had a friendly persona, okay? So he had the glasses. He was tall. He was light skinned. He was about 6'4", and if you walked upon him, most people would be intimidated about him because of the size he was. But to females, he was very friendly. But I knew he'd be deadly because he was in there for life for murdering multiple people, okay? Now, when I first got there, if I looked them up, them doing whatever they did, if it had something to do with assault or murder, I used to be terrified of those individuals, because I'm thinking like, I'm next. It's me. They're gonna get me. I'm finna be on their crime story, okay? And the crime story is a story. It's just basically the rundown or the description of why they in there, okay? And it's on the public website. Anybody up there with access can go up there and look, okay? You can look up somebody's crime story, okay? So I knew what I was working with. I didn't pick Mr. T because of the simple fact because he was acting sure. I picked Mr. T because I had never searched him before, and I noticed that a lot of people did not search him. Mr. T had a whole bunch of stuff, and he was what they call a convict, not an inmate. A convict, if you talk to inmates, some inmates will tell you they're a convict, and then some inmates will tell you I'm an inmate, and they insinuate that convicts are older inmates, okay? They've been here a while. Inmates is the new ones, the wilding out ones, and they don't want to associate themselves. Don't call me no inmate. I'm a convict. Like it's a badge of honor or something like that. So he would call himself a convict, okay? So either way, he was an inmate. He was inside the prison, okay? So, with that being said, the young man, he was like, Baker, don't come over here with that foolish. I'm walking up. He see me walking. He know what time it is. He see 2 on 2. He know it's time to get searched. So he's like, Baker, I ain't got shit in my room but snacks, food, and noodles. Do you want some? And I'm like, come on, because before you go search, you got to talk to them. You ain't got to sit there explain that you're gonna give them a shirt. You is the law. You come and you gonna search, but you do have to let them know, hey, you about to search their room, okay? And basically, when you go to search their room, they're supposed to be their presence, so you won't put nothing in their room, because there is some dirty officers that might try to put something in the room, and if it's a lot of drugs found or something like that, they can get more strict charges. So yes, they have to be present when you going through their stuff, as I feel like that's fair. So basically, I told him, hey, me and Mr. T, we gonna search your room. You have a seat. Mr. T's job, he had one job, and his job was to make sure that the inmate was safe. And we're gonna call him, what we gonna call him? We're gonna call him Steve. We can call him Steve, okay? All right. So inmate Steve was like just talking to him. Baker, what the fuck you got going on? Why you such yourself? I said, why you cussing at me? Why you cussing at me for? He told me, because it don't make no sense. It's too early in the morning for you to be doing this shit and stuff like that. And when they got to start talking like that, I already know something's up. Something is up, okay? He was like, I ain't got shit in here. Now, they have a number, like, basically, they have a number of things that they can have in their room. If not, it's called contraband. And contraband is anything that they're not supposed to have in their room, and we can take it, okay? Me, personally, I didn't believe in taking people's snacks. Like, if they had a list of how many snacks they can come, I didn't believe in taking people food, because I never wanted to be hungry. Now, could I? Yes, I could. And he was known for having a whole bunch of snacks because he was doing stuff he had no business doing. He was the store. Like, when the store was closed, you come to him and you sell whatever you gonna sell to him, and that's what he did. So he already knew. He already knew me to know that I'm not gonna take your snacks. I'm gonna go through in there. I'm gonna tell you what policies say that you ain't supposed to have these snacks. But other than that, I'm looking for weapons. I'm looking for drugs. I'm looking for things that can hurt people. I'm not looking for that. Okay, so Mr. T job, the correction officer, you know, the big belly, big back T, okay? He's about Mr. Snack. That's why I should have called him, because he always had a snack in his hand or in his mouth. His job was to either cuff the inmate in the front of him, and you cuss them in the front if they had like some kind of medical condition. But if they didn't, you supposed to cuff them and put their hands behind their back. See, what I didn't know that Mr. T was doing when we went to searches, he was telling inmates to pretend to, which is very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous when commencing a search, because if they get mad about something, they can get up and just go towards your head, bump you, do whatever, you know what I'm saying, assault you, run down on you, okay? You know, they could do whatever. So that's the whole purpose of them being in handcuffs, okay? So what I did not know is he told him, hey, because he's sitting there, y'all, eating ice cream, like a tub of ice cream. Like, if you see a tub about this big, the highest my hand, the lowest my hand right here, a tub of ice cream. They used to sell them in it was a pint of ice cream. They sell them in the canteen, which is their store, okay? He up there just eating it. While we commencing the search, he's sitting there just eating, having the time of his life. And they sitting up there, the inmate Steve and Mr. T talking about the flavors and stuff that's in there, the new flavors they got and stuff like that, as well as inmate Steve is talking junk, okay? So what I didn't know, behind my back, he basically told him, it's cool, just sit on your hands, or put your hands behind your back like you handcuffed. He never handcuffed the man. So I didn't know this, okay? So I go in the room, I'm looking, I'm not finding anything. I'm looking, I'm raising things up, I'm looking under pillows, I'm going all of a sudden, then all of a sudden I find this pillowcase, and I'm looking, y'all, I have been looking for almost 5 minutes, and he just talking junk. But ain't shit in here but snacks. You always, why you always messing with people? You just antagonizing. And when they get to talking like that, you close to something, okay? You about to find a breakthrough. You about to have a breakthrough. So I'm looking. Then I find a shank. So anytime you find something, you make a call to the sergeant, and the sergeant knew what was searching. So you make a call and you say, report to such a room, you know, report to such a room, report to such and such a room, and I'm gonna say we were we're gonna say we were in F pod, because I always say, Lord, most of the stuff that happened was in green unit. See, y'all know C pod was the elite, okay? Always something going on. But we gonna say we was in D unit, green unit D pod, okay? No, we say, yeah, we was in D pod, okay? We're gonna say we was in D pod, but I really think we was E. Either way, we was in there. So I went on to notify him, hey, report to such and such room. So Sarge said he was on his way. Okay, boom, he on his way. And so he mad. He was like, you just such and such. So I have secured I have wrapped it up. I secured the weapon, okay? And I'm still looking at, but I put the weapon, like if I'm on my knee, I'm kneeling down, like if you were kneeling down to ask somebody to marry you, my knee is on the weapon, okay? It's got a smooth one. It's been made with a chair, and it's a big, they used to call them pangas, honey, okay? Some inmates used to call them guns, like I'm gonna shoot you. And I learned it later, cause I was like, you know, and keep on talking that shit, I'm gonna shoot you. I ain't know what they was talking about, but they talking about that waist side, okay? So once I found this shank, I already knew, like, okay, what else am I find? So I'm looking. I got a little shank, and then I see another one. I'm wrapping it up. Every time I'm wrapping it, I took this bed sheet that he had, and I'm wrapping it up, and I'm putting it under my knee, and I'm continuing my search. No, I don't got it so it can stick me, y'all. It's laying flat, okay? But I'm putting it on under my knee because it's not safe for a shank just out available for any inmate, because when we do the searches, it was like 2 or 3 inmates out walking around, everybody at work for the most part, but it's a few people sleep, a few people at the table playing games, some people out exercising, some people out looking at TV. It's people out, okay? So it's not safe for a knife to just be present for anybody to just run in a room and get it. So I got it. So every time I found something, I told him. So the sergeant was like, he's on the way. So then I kept looking, and I found a pillowcase that was tucked and taped under his bed, because they have bunks, and there's like a section where they could put their stuff under the bunk. He got a tape to the back, right? He was like, ain't shit in there, ain't nothing in there but my dirty clothes. Why you messing with that, Baker? Why you messing with it? Ain't nothing but my dirty drawers. You want to see some dirty drawers? You must want to see some dirty drawers. Why in the hell you want to see some dirty drawers, Baker? And I'm like, okay. So at the time I turn around and I see him, he got his hands back, but he moving up in the seat. So I said, no, sit back. Anytime I saw them moving in the seat, they getting out, I always tell them to sit back and don't get up. Okay, so the sergeant was like, I'm coming, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming. I'm sorry, I got held up on my car. I'm on my way now. So when he heard this, he did not want me to open up this bag, y'all. As soon as I opened up the bag, y'all, it was so much weed. I have found a lot of weed in the prison. But if you imagine one of them big Ziploc bags that you put like meat in the freezer, that's what I found the weed. I said, oh, so you the plug. Hey, you got it, don't you? I opened that thing, that weed was so strong. I don't know where he got that weed from, but I know everybody that's watched this and smoked weed, you would have wanted some of this, okay? This was a weed that you would have wanted. That, ooh, that's what he had. He had it in his room. It's in the prison, y'all. I don't know who gave it to him, but honey, that's why everybody was happy and smiling and the eyes was red, okay? Because he was the plug and he had it for everybody. He was like, Baker, I know the fuck you ain't finna report this shit. Woo. I said, don't say anything else. And the Sarge was like, he on the way. And I heard, you know, I'm hearing Sarge say, you know, open the slider. So the slider is so you can get inside the pod or whatever and stuff like that. So he was like, Becky, you gonna have to, and the next thing I seen, he take his hand behind his back. I'm like, how the heck he took his hand behind his back? But I saw it. So it was like, if this has happened, my head is in the back. Okay, so he's looking at me directly, but my head is on the back of him. And I'm trusting Mr. Officer T to be watching my back while I'm down here digging in his stuff, just down here digging. So he's behind me sitting in a chair, and I'm just looking, and my head, everything is vulnerable because I'm keeping my eye on my prison. All of a sudden, y'all, and I don't know if you believe in the Holy Spirit, the Lord, or nothing like that, but he is real. I don't care what you believe in. I heard clear as day, move. So I move. I didn't see it coming on. Move. As soon as I move. I kept hearing move, duck. duck. I kept, like somebody was telling me what to do. This man was swing. This man done leaned forward in the chair. He give me everything he got. Woo, woo. Remember I told y'all this man is humongous, okay? He's 6'4", 350 pounds, solid muscle, everything. Even his calves got muscle. This man is swinging on me. Mr. T, okay, is still standing up. Why? He said he ain't called no code 7. Code 7 is when an inmate is attacking the office. He ain't called no code. He's still sitting there, y'all, with his ice cream. Like he watching a Lifetime movie, and this is just the action-packed part. Bro, what are you doing? I'm looking at him like, call the code, because I'm fighting for dear life. Like, I'm trying to move out the way, move out the way. And I'm still getting hit. Like, the hits are going, because I'm listening to the Holy Spirit, and I'm like, moved up. But going fast. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? I finally turn around, had my baton on my side. Swag! Take that thing, hit him across the head. Boom. Now we learned that I said correctional training, basic training, that certain things are yellow spots, red spots, and then these are the areas. So the head is a red spot because you could do major damage. I didn't care. I'm gonna attack. It's over. He didn't see that come out. Took that thing out. He stumbled back. He stumbled back. Right here, this crack, blood running down his eye. Again, Mr. T still sitting there eating the ice cream. I'm looking at him like, what in the fuck? I finally got my radio. I'm in a slide because he's still trying to get himself together. He wobbling. He wobbling. Kind of shaking stuff. I said, code 7, deep pod, room 25, code 7. So Sarge is in there, but he talking to other inmates. He not realizing something going on. He run up there. You hear him running up. This man still swinging on me, y'all. He done stomach got himself together. Woo, I done hit that leg. And hit the other side. I'm switching the baton. Tearing him up. He's swinging. He actively swinging. I ain't just beating him like the slave, y'all. He actively swing. Whoo. No punches is just coming. And I waka. Like a grandma or mother, a black mama with a switch. Like, you got me. No, what? You too big to fight. You too big. Tina is still standing at the door eating his ice cream. Smacking. Like nothing is happening. And I realize even this man is in shock, or he's slow, or I don't know what's going on, or he just like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Sir, you at least could have called the code. If you won't go do nothing, you at least could have called the code. I'm fighting for dear life. Sarge moves, push Tender out the way. Tender, what the fuck? He moved him out the way. He coming out. Get down, right? Now, he ain't got no gun. I'm just doing that. But he said, get down, telling him to get down. And he turned around. He was like, Sarge, you're going to have to fight. She done fat my shit. You're going to have to fight. She going to fight. I want my one. No, fuck that. Becca do too fucking much. Ain't nobody tell her to come in here. We daggone. We got to have this and that. She always coming in here and ruin shit. Woo. Sarge said, get down. Basically tell him to get down. So he didn't get down. Sarge took out his mace. Shh. Lit the whole room. I'm in there. We in there about to die. I'm like, dang. And then he got him down, put his hands behind his back, put the cuffs on. Everybody came in once they heard the code 7. All the other officers flooded in. 20 officers, captain, lieutenant, everybody running in. Boom. Everybody locking the inmates down. Every inmate that was down, they making sure they're going around securing the doors, making sure all the inmates is locked down. Woo. They're standing because once they tell them to get down, they lay down on their belly and they lay flat on their belly and they put their hands behind their back. So when he come out, y'all, he looked like he been in a fight with 10 men, but it just little old Miss Becker there towed him up with that baton. Y'all, his leg, his kneecap, he got blood coming from the middle of his face. He got blood coming down this. He got his ears is bleeding. Baby, I was just in there swinging that baton, baby, swinging for dear life. Because if that man would have got a hold of me, y'all would never met me, because I promise that man was big enough to kill me, snack me in half, y'all. He was in there for shoot 2 people and stringing a woman to death. Baby, you think I'm finna play with you? No, sir. That baton was my best friend that day, and I lit that man up. You hear me? I told him up. He had blood coming down his face, blood coming from his eyes. And y'all, I wasn't proud of it, but I was proud that I made it out that room. And then, as soon as they had got the inmate, Tender, what the fuck, nigga? What the fuck? Whole time, Mr. Tender is a white man, okay? So y'all might be asking me why I call him a nigga. Because I was mad. That's what came out. What the fuck? Like, what was you doing? You still... Y'all, the whole time that this happened, the only reason why Mr. Tender stopped, y'all, I done said it in there, that I don't care. The only reason why Mr. T stopped, Officer T stopped was, I said the man's name. The only reason why Mr. T stopped eating that ice cream was because he started spraying that mace, and that mace, you can't eat that mace. That mace is terrible. It was like something snapped, and he was like, oh my God, Baker, are you okay? Oh my God. Everybody looking at him like, what? They escorted him out, locked everybody down, and this man was like, oh, you all right? Oh my God, I'm sorry, I just went and shot. And I think he just saw the captain coming, the lieutenant, and just look, I'm gonna lose my job, so let me go frantic. And it was like, Mr. T, go get your stuff and go to the front. And go to the warden's office. So they made him go to the front. I am mad. I have to go do my report. I go in the office, do my report. I tell them what happened. And I have to do the report. They have to make sure you didn't use excessive force, because if you do that, you can get in trouble for that. You can lose your job for, you can't just go beat an inmate just to be beating an inmate. You have to, they got to know what the cause, why did you hit them, where did you hit them at. You got to know what led up to that. You have to write a detailed report, okay? And I wrote my report. I know how to write reports good, because my sergeant did a good job showing us how to do it. He made sure that I told what the points I hit, where I hit it, why I hit it, why was it justified, because you have to have a justified reason for hitting somebody in the head, okay? Because that's a fear. A head blow can kill somebody. So I never got in any trouble because it was justified. They got him swinging on me. You could see it, because the camera, I didn't even know that the certain cameras can see inside the rooms, but the camera that was angled, they've been watching him for a while, because they knew that he had a lot of snacks, and they were watching it because it was getting reported anonymously. It was getting reported by inmates that there were fights going on in his room, so they had the camera pointed to his room, so they caught us on the camera, okay? So I literally got to see the replay, and y'all, it was terrible. It was more terrible to watch the replay back than actually being in the room, because you see this man sit up on the chair, take his hand from his back, and do this number right here, and lean forward and give everything. And it looked like, y'all, I promise you, on the camera, it looked like someone was taking my body and doing this. It don't even look like I was moving. It looked like somebody was just taking my body and doing this. And because all I remember is hearing the Holy Spirit say, move, down, up, duck, go to the side, go back. Like, it was clear instructions, and my back is turned. I can't see what. All I hear is wind coming from, so like the Matrix. And I'm moving, and I'm listening. I'm listening because I can't see what's going on. Now turn around. I heard it clear that I turn around. Swing your baton. Waka. The first crack, it scared him and me, honey. When it cracked across his forehead, it scared me, because you know what I thought? I thought I hit Mr. T. He's sitting there eating that ice cream. I thought I did, but I didn't hit him. He had backed up enough that he ain't be involved at all. And so what ended up happening was Mr. T got suspended for about 3 weeks with no pay. He got suspended for not doing this, and he just was, once you build a reputation with officers, and we know that you're not gonna do, so we're not doing stuff with you. Like, I'm not gonna sign up to do a search with you, nor am I gonna go in the pods and put myself in jeopardy. Now, what happened to the inmate? Basically, he got more street charges, but really, to be honest, it really didn't hold no weight, because he was already in there for 3 consecutive life sentences. But he got street charges for the drugs and stuff like that. And what they end up doing was he stayed in the back for a long time. Y'all, he was back there in that hole for almost 8 months probably. And when he came back, he apologized. Believe it or not, y'all, he apologized, because I think either one, whoever was the dirty officer bringing them stuff, they probably gonna bring him some more. But Either way, he apologized because he said that it was against his code to hurt a woman and violate it. But he was like, he just got dead. He just got up. He was down bad and he just got up and he was like, he just lost it. He just lost it. I'm like, regardless of the fact, you ain't supposed to be swinging on me. Do what you will with the apology, but we're good. Don't worry about it. And never had no more issues out there, man. That man told me he respect me so much. Like, he just told me randomly one day, like months had went by, I respect you so much because what people get to see about you is that you just not mouth. You not people coming there and you just not. He said, I ain't never had nobody crack me across the head. I never let nobody get close enough to do that. Never. He said, and I done fought some bad people. When you swung that baton out, it's like I went blind in my eyes, and then all of a sudden I got cracked across the head. Like I couldn't even swing my own. I was like, but God, I really, that's what I was thinking in my mind. But God, he will fight your battle. You couldn't even if you tried to. Because if y'all think that I was in that room fighting by myself, I won't. Now, Mr. T didn't help me at all, but I won't. And when I made it out that room, so many officers was like, you are blessed. Like, you got an angel, hidden angel on your back, because there ain't no way. That man, that's how big that man is. Do you know what that man is in here for? Yeah, I'm well aware. But afterwards, no issues out that man. I actually really searched his room. Before I left, I searched that man's room probably 3 more times. And there was just a mutual respect. And I made sure he was handcuffed. Myself, I put the handcuffs, locked it, double lock. There's a little device where you can double lock both sides. You lean forward, you already know. And y'all, to this day, this man probably still he has an indentation on the top of his forehead that look like a cross. Right here on the forehead where I cracked, honey. He said, you gonna make me be a Christian. And you put a cross on the top of my forehead. I don't know how that cross got up there, but I'm gonna tell you, it was a baby cross, but it bled, honey. And baby, when I tell you, I was so happy, y'all. But then that really put me on point. Like, when it came to searches, nothing else came from the incident. He did apologize when he came back. He won't 300 and some pounds when he came back. When you back there in that hole, you lose a lot of weight. He won't even his saying, because he was light skinned, but he was real pale and kind of small when he came back. He looked like maybe he was like maybe 250, maybe 230, you know what I'm saying? So, when he came back, I think he just had a mutual respect. Like, I can't be doing this because this messed me up. I need to be out here making money moves because this is where I live at, and I got to be able to eat, and I can't be doing that assaulting the officer. I don't know what he think, but I know he did apologize. And I didn't have no more issues. When I say I didn't have no more issues, I didn't have no more issues out of him, for the most part. So that is the story at how I called this one what was it called? Search or die. Because if I didn't fight, I would have died, and Mr. T would have just been sitting there. I guess his report said, I don't know what happened. I would eat my ice cream. I don't know what Mr. T would have said, but honey, that man, oh my God. After that day, I gave him a hard time. Like, Mr. T, he'd be up there asleep in the booth. I come by and knock on the door and be like, Mr. T, wake your ass. Wake your ass. You here to do a job. Where your snack at? You ain't got no snack in your hand. I used to mess with him all the time, okay? But I had a little, I can say he wasn't my favorite person. He was not my favorite person, because that was the worst thing to have, somebody that won't bout that when you bout there, okay? Boy, stay home for real. Go be a Walmart greeter. This ain't for you, okay? Now, I don't know if they're gonna let you eat that pint of ice cream saying hey to everybody, but go find something safe to do, because at any time, it could be over for you. Because if somebody was swinging on you, I would hope that somebody will come help you. But you know what? That man is probably still at that prison right now, because he showed the work up every day, so they didn't care. They just want bodies. Anyway, thank Thank you so much for tuning in. If y'all could do me a big favor, go to my subscription, follow me on all my socials. Y'all stop by my store. I gotta re-up on my store, because I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I'm down. I sold probably 2 days ago, not even 2 days, about 1 day ago, I sold about 25 items. Altogether I had like 4, so I ain't down bad, but it's time to restock. It's trying to restock. So I appreciate all the love that I'm getting, all the support that I'm getting. Thank y'all for subscribing, the ones that have, the ones that will. Thank you for all the ones that have and will. Thank you for the ones that comment. Thank you for the ones that like. I really appreciate that, y'all. We moving up in life. Thank y'all for helping my views going up, for helping my channel growing. These are the public watch hours we got. We're on our way to 4,000. Anyway, I will see y'all on the next video. Bye, besties. Bye. Thanks for watching.